It's cold out there. It's like -4 today, which is about 20 Fahrenheit. So with the snow at the moment, it's really difficult to go outside and film. It's slippery, it's wet, it's slushy. I just don't like it. I don't want to go outside and film. I'm gonna spend the next few weeks inside probably filming. So some tutorials in Premiere and Photoshop. Oh. So today I want to talk about my equipment. Everything that I use to make my photos, my videos look the way they do. So I'll talk to you about my laptop, my cameras, still freezing, how I use them, the experiences I've had with them, day-to-day use. So yeah. So I said we just jump straight into it. My camera gear. So cold out there. You could see, right? It's freezing. So right, we're here to talk about my camera gear. I love camera gear. I love anything that helps me create. I've worked in quite a few camera shops, and I used to spend days just walking around the warehouse looking at different camera gear, trying out different lenses, trying out different cameras. Now I've been a Nikon fanboy for as long as I can remember. Actually, my first camera was a Pentax, but since then it's just been Nikon, Nikon, Nikon. I've used Nikon film cameras, I've used Nikon digital cameras, and my latest camera right now is the Nikon D850, right there. It's a 46 megapixel camera. It films 4K in 24 frames. It does full HD in 120 frames, so nice slow motion. The only problem with it is it's got terrible autofocus. And I mean really bad. It's just like it's absolutely atrocious. That's why I bought the Sony A7 III, which is filming me right now. And the autofocus on that, phase detection with contrast detection, is just incredible. So one thing I love about the Nikon, because I use it mainly for photography, is the optical viewfinder. So it's nice and smooth. So it's not like with the Sony, so when you drag it on, it goes, which is really annoying. Everything's just like, oh, it just drives me mad. The battery on the Nikon D850, awesome, 2000 photos. Sony is like 600, 650 maybe, but the Sony does like 150 minutes on video, whereas the Nikon does like an hour and then it's dead. The Nikon does 4K and 8K, though that's post-production 8K. Time lapses, where the Sony you have to carry an extra intervalometer with you. The Sony's got awesome S-Log, and which I absolutely love using, which I'm using right now, which is HLG, Hybrid Log Gamma. That's something new for the Sony A7 III. I find it's much easier. I don't have so much post-production. It's got a base ISO of 100. Now the Nikon is 46 megapixel camera, so if I'm shooting billboards, this thing comes in real handy. The Sony is a 24 megapixel camera, so there's a bit of a difference between them. So when it comes to camera bags, I'm using the Low Pro Tactic 450. It's an absolutely awesome camera bag, the number 2. And it's got like a little side pocket. You can put your camera in, take it out. It's got so much space. It's a bag that I really recommend. I actually will do a bag film because I've got about 10 bags I can show you. So when it comes to lenses, for the Nikon, I've got the 20mm. Don't know if you guys can see that. 2.8. Awesome wide lens, mainly for landscapes. My favorite lens above all, right here, Nikon 35mm. It's like an f2. It's got awesome shallow depth field. The 50mm, classic nifty 50. They're all D lenses because I wanted like the hard stops with the Nikon, so I could use it with my focus puller. Just much easier having hard stops instead of having, it just goes round and round and round and round. Anyway, it's the 105mm. It's a macro lens, absolutely stunning quality, great portrait lens as well. Going back actually to the 50mm, awesome portrait lens, and the 35mm. This I love for anything. I use it for travel, use it for portraits, use it for fashion. I use it for landscapes, and this lens is absolutely stunning, especially if you go up real close to a portrait. It kind of makes all that just pop out. And I have the classic 85mm. This is like your classic portrait lens. It's a 1.4, it's a heavy lens. So when I start carrying all these lenses in my bag, stuff starts to get really heavy. That's why I'd like to get myself a couple of zoom lenses just to make things easier, especially when I put this guy in the bag. 80 to 200, 2.8, really fast. It's got no image stabilization, unfortunately. Now I use this lens mainly for studio work, so you can just zoom in, zoom out to your subject, and it's really good for sport photography. I also have like a fun lens. It's cost me like $100, but it's a Samyang. It's a f8 500mm, so the quality is absolutely horrific. But for filming, it's pretty cool. You can get in really close, especially if you use the crop on the Nikon, then you can go like to 750mm. Now for the Sony, I've got two lenses, so the Nifty 50, really cheap, and the 85, a little bit more expensive, so they're pretty cool. Both kind of portrait lenses. I don't really have anything wider. Right now, I'm using the kit lens on the Sony. It goes from 3.5 to 5.6, so it's quite a dark lens, but it's okay until I get something better. Right now, it's fine. Filters. Now, filters are really important, especially for filming. I carry these guys around with me everywhere I go. Tiffin variable. 8-stop variable filter. Circular polarizer. Just really need the filter. It just cuts reflections of cars, of water, of TVs, anything. Makes the sky a little bit bluer. BMW. 10-stop filter. It cost me like an arm and a leg, but it's really cool. You can do like long exposures during daytime. Just get yourself a whole load of these. When it comes to filters, I also have this set of filters right here. They're really important. I actually tried to kill two birds with one stone. I bought 5 ND polarizing filters. This is for the Mavic 2 Pro, and the ND256 is actually only an ND because they don't make it in a polarizer. Just really helps keep that f-stop down when you're filming during the daytime. Pelican memory card case. I'll make sure that I have my memory cards in here. I think you can run it over with a tank. It's waterproof. It's awesome. Now this guy's really cute, and I mean really cute. Check it out. I've had this guy for about 10 years. Ooh. Right there. It's just a small bounce, comes in really handy, fits right in your bag. So for the Sony, as it doesn't have time-lapse built in, I've got this intervalometer from Newell. Works great. Obviously the vlogger's tripod, so you've got the Joby Gorilla Pod. The metal one is pretty awesome. Plastic one, not so much, doesn't hold up well. Though the plastic one does come with snow feet. And also my favorite one, which is really underrated. Check this out. It's magnetic. You put a speed light on it, you put your aperture light on it. It's absolutely awesome. You just... Now, as we're talking about mini tripods, this guy, the Red Pod. It's like a mini beanbag. You attach it to the bottom of your camera, and it's pretty cool. Mini magic arms. I just make sure I keep a whole load of these with me. They come in real handy, rigging things everywhere. Camera straps. Both these cameras have got the Peak Design straps, so you literally just take it out and you just click it on. Ooh. Click it on and it's on. Click it off and you can put it on your other camera. Also do like a strap. Put your hand through, tighten it, and you kind of just secure it to your camera. Maxpedition case. It's got all my like essentials that I normally forget. It's like glue, knife, bungee cords. You got like Sharpie, just stuff that I need that I always forget. Teva Pro cable. This guy comes in real handy. It's real high quality, so you can tether your camera to Lightroom to Capture One, and your images are right there on the laptop straight away. Battery chargers, big chargers, small chargers. I've got a charger for the Sony, for the Nikon, and for Canon batteries, which come in handy for monitors, for lights. You can never have enough of these. These guys I just stick in every single bag I have, a few of them, because I just find I just don't have any when I need them. DSLR slate. This thing's pretty cool. Keep a marker with you. Make sure it's not permanent. If I'm filming, just... and that's it. Torch. Battery pack from Nikon. I mainly shoot portraits and fashion with Nikon, so I need it in portrait orientation. So this guy comes in real handy because I just feel crazy doing that. This guy comes in real handy. I've got one of these for Nikon, one for the Sony. It just powers off the mains, so you don't need to keep on changing batteries all the time. When it comes to batteries, I keep them in cases like this. So you've just got like a case, got your batteries nice and secure in there. Same for like AA's, AAA's. Keeping your camera and your lenses clean. So this solution already comes in handy. A cloth, a blower obviously comes in real handy. Get the dust off your lens, get the dust off your sensor, and the kit. Make sure you have the kit. Comes with a solution, comes with swabs. So you've got different sizes for different sensors, but you just kind of make sure make sure your sensor's clean, because if you're on set somewhere and you've got these black blobs on your photos, on every single photo, and you've got like 100 to edit, that's gonna drive someone mad. These guys, I just love when everything's organized, and these guys really help. I just make sure that all my cables, everything like is just nice and neat, because you've got cables everywhere. It's just bad. These think tank little pouches, the cable management 10 pouches, they're really cool. You just put all your cables in there like that. When it comes to the microphone, I'm filming on the Rode Video Mic Pro Plus. It's pretty cool. It's not like the last model. This guy turns on. When your camera turns on, you will never ever lose footage because of it. And it also has a built-in battery that you can take the battery out, but it recharges. So you can also put in AA's, but this battery lasts for like 100 hours, so it's awesome. Small lights. Now, I've got a whole load of small lights. I started off like with Manfrotto lights. I have no idea what the CRR is. I have no idea what the CRI is in these guys. I recently fell in love with aperture, and I mean like... These guys are absolutely amazing. Right there, they come in little cases. Everything you need is inside. You've got like filters, diffusion. And this is the Aperture Amaran AL-M9. Check this guy out. He's real bright. You've got all the gels inside if you want to make a tungsten. Now his big brother, the Aperture AL-MX. And the cool thing about it, diffusion, magnetic, and the really cool thing about it is you can actually change the color temperature. I've had this since 2005, 2006. It's the Roscoe Light Pad. I bought this at a film festival. When it comes to monitor, I use this. It's the Small HD DP6. It's pretty old. I've had it for quite a few years, but it does the job. The next thing is the Zekti. It's a slider. It's a carbon slider and it's really cheap. I think it was like €50. And it works really well as a hand slider. So Glidecam. It's the Glidecam 2000. It was really scuffed up when I bought it. It was $100. Cleaned it up a little bit. It really does a good job. And the most advanced one is the Ronin S. I bought this the day it came out. It's absolutely incredible when it comes to image stabilization. I put a little small rig attachment on it right there, just so I can attach the monitor. Now I love Polaroids. I have like 3 Polaroids, but it's really difficult to get film for them. So I take this guy everywhere I go. So when it comes to my computer, I recently bought this Space Gray MacBook Pro. It's the latest one. For the last 20 years, I've been a PC fanboy, whereas this guy, I'm absolutely in love with it. It has like 4 USB-C ports. It's 2.9 gigahertz. 32 gigabyte and 1 terabyte. It's real expensive, but it really does the job compared to the PC laptops that I had. Premiere on this is just absolutely incredible. Now for editing, I use the Wacom Intuos Pro. It's the M size. Comes with a cool pen, and it's just extremely organic when you're editing. I can't edit on a mouse anymore. I just don't know how to do it anymore. I used to, and touchpad, no way. But this guy, awesome. Now this is the case from Polar Pro. They make cool things for drones. I have it full. High visibility jacket, chargers, and I don't know if you can see it, but the drone itself. Mavic 2 Pro. This guy is absolutely beautiful. He's so small. The quality, omnidirectional sensors all around, 4K. So that's about it when it comes to most of my essential gear. I have a lot more in the cupboard, and I'd be happy to show you, but I'd like to leave that for later films where I can get more into detail into the aspects of that gear. I'd like to thank everybody who got to the end of this, because I know it's a really long film. Now if you liked my film, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, and if you do subscribe, make sure you press the little bell next to subscribe so you get a notification every time I put a new film up. I've got a lot of films planned, and I'm going to try to put one up every week. So yeah, see you on the next one.